What's the scariest commander? I don't. I don't know. What's a what's a scary commander? What's a Halloween commander? There wouldn't be enough scarecrows, anyways. Yeah, I actually thought about stick fingers, but I don't want to play that again. I feel like whatever it is, it's black. So it's pretty spooky. I don't know if I like it though. What was that card tool say yesterday? Turok, the protection from white one. What was that other one? Yeah, the Scarab God. Have I played either? Well, I've obviously not played the 3-minute grist. Has I played this one? I don't think I have. Do we have the Scorpion God? That's the black red one. The -1/-1 counters. This is pretty spooky. Oh, I mean, it's just a spider, but it's like a... Oh, this is a hero. Huh. Thought it was a... It don't look like a hero to me. If that thing came to save me, I'm fighting it. What the heck is Mr. Negative? Oh. Hmm. If you lost life, draw that many. This card is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Maybe you can try it. I don't know. The Phyrexian life thing is so unrealistic. If it was in standard, it'd be great. But it's not in standard. The only way you can play Phyrexian life is if your opponents have Mana Drain, Dark Ritual, And then you somehow have to resolve a 7-mana black-white commander. Yeah, I don't know. It's such a weird commander. So, mana rocks? I think so. Probably expedition map. Well, the thing is, there's not a lot of counter spells. Yeah, Toxic Deluge for 24, but then you'd have to, or I mean, at that point you just play Necromentia, Necrodominance, Bristlebrand. There's a bunch of ways to do it. But then you have the issue of, do you also have 7 mana after you cast Toxic Deluge to cast Wither? And your opponent is in a red deck that just casts Lightning Bolt. Like, if you go to 1 and pass, you probably just die. So, I don't know. It really does seem like it has cool stuff, but you can't get away with anything in Historic Brawl. You just can't get away with it. It's not even green, right? If it was green, maybe you could get there, but it's not even green. It just does not seem like you're getting away with anything fancy. Phyrexian Unlife will be blown up every single time you cast it, like, or just River's Rebuke or something. Just can't get away with anything in Historic Brawl at this point. The past 2 days, I have not streamed, but I've seen... I don't know why I keep thinking I want this. But I've seen a lot of, like, super competitive decks. Probably because of the aftermath of the Historic Brawl arena. What is it called? I don't even know what it was called. Event where you had to pay to play. Suddenly there's just like twice as many pay-to-win decks since then. That was 2 weeks ago. I guess 3 mana rocks. I've been staring at cards too long. I don't know why I'm spacing. Well, this is probably a Ghost Vacuum situation. I think? I don't know. Probably. But also probably not. What if you enter... So if you roaming throne your commander, you do it twice. And then if you're 5-10, 10-5, 5-10. So no matter what, you would draw cards with this? I feel like I'm going to get so frustrated playing this. It's just not going to do anything. Unless my opponents are just not paying attention at all. Which is possible. It is possible. This card just keeps vanishing in my brain. I guess all of the mana rocks? We have so much mana, you can play ridiculous things, I guess. I still want to smack someone with this. Just win. I feel like this is never gonna happen. Oh, I want to smack someone with this so bad. Look, all it takes is for someone to not, like, survive. I mean, whoops, not kill it. Oh, Valgavoth, why are you so bad? Oh, man, why are you so bad? It's not fair. Man, it's just like Ketramos, but worse. I feel like I'm just playing a worse Ketramos. What's said? Tutelage isn't in standard, is it? That's not in standard. Is it? No, it's not. Oh, all right. No, this is atrocious. All right, I'm gonna start over. What have I done? Tutelage was a special spell guest thing. It wasn't in the main set. Unless it was, and I don't remember. I don't think Tutelage was ever in standard. Oh boy. It's an uncommon, right? Why can I not spell it? Yeah, it's an uncommon. From whatever this thing is. That, like, weird set. Yeah, bonus sheet thing. I've never seen this in standard? Unless it was played in that... the black-white thing. No, I don't think this... I don't think this was ever in standard. I can't think of it seeing play anywhere in like a competitive environment or something. I don't know. But I think we should just try Historic Brawl. It's going to be just worse. You know, probably a much worse time of it. But we get to play more interesting things that actually care about this commander. But we're going to just lose to Mana Drains all day. And stuff as such. enchantment, I think. Wait, only one of them... Yeah, only Necropotence pays life. The other does not. I don't really see how putting my life total to 1 and then swapping my opponent, like, why even bother? I feel like it probably makes sense to have your opponent just simply attack you down to 1 and then swap. It's not like I'm definitely not going to struggle getting my life total really low. Like, ever. Is this the one that taps? No. Wait, what's the one that does tap? Oh, it doesn't pay life. You just I think you just discard a card to it. It's funny, I never see Necropotence. I never see Necropotence. It's actually crazy. You'd think it would be everywhere, but like I couldn't tell you the last time I've seen it played. It's probably been 3-4 months, maybe longer. Bolus's Citadel is kind of funny. It would be an absolute impossible miracle to ever have this contact your opponent or even swing, probably. This deck it's just going to be so bad. There's going to be so many bad cards in this deck. We better have some pretty low power opponents here. There's just like no wiggle room to play funny, stupid cards. Those days are so gone. Oh, so gone. Oop. Wait, what is this? Arenas. Can't really... No, it's fine. Creation. That's kind of cool. Yeah. So if you play this and then swap, your opponent just dies instantly, right? Is that true? No, there's a... Wait, hold on. I think no. If I'm at 5 and I swap with 10, I would gain 10, and then they would I would have gained 5 life, and they would have lost 5 life, and they'd be at 5. If I was at... Okay, wait, so it works no matter what, as long as I am lower? If I'm at 24 and they're at 25 and we swap... No, that's not true then, right? I have to have half their life total? Ugh. Whenever, okay, so if I'm at 13 and they're at 20, I would have gained 7 and they'd go to 13, lose 7. Yep, so I have to be double. It has to be double. Someone's got to... I gotta have half as much as my opponent. Life total. Round it down. If I... Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's rounded down. Do I have Gristlebrand? No. Probably should. This is the same thing? No, this is the combo card. What's the other piece? Sanguine Bond? How did I remember that? Wow. Ah, it is. Yes, whenever you gain life. I mean, it's on theme. Still haven't solved the fact that this costs 7 mana for some reason. Alright, what are all the staples that I forgot that I'm not currently thinking about? Esper Sentinel. I guess I don't need to protect my commander. Yeah, there's really no reason. It's also like casting Mother of Runes so your 7 mana 5/5 doesn't die is... It's not a very good use of Mother of Runes. No, 9 lives is too dangerous. Could probably just slide in Solemnity. What decks do you beat, though? Like, if you're sitting with Solemnity Arena, Unlife in play, what do you... You can't beat almost any green deck, because they almost all have some kind of Beseiju Naturalize thing? You could beat red decks. Yeah, this would probably beat something like Chandra. Or anything red. Assuming it doesn't have, like, ridiculous Eldrazi in it. Which it most assuredly could. Especially if it's something like Harrogast. Just because it's mono red doesn't mean it'll just win. Mono black could actually struggle. Surprisingly. There's, like, Feed the Swarm, and then the other one. But you're not really going to beat green. And then blue can just bounce it with Phyrexia, with Cyclonic Rift, and all that jazz. And then you have... What am I missing? Blue... Yeah, no, not blue. Wait. Black, white... Okay, yeah, it's not happening against... I don't think Solemnity's happening against anything. I don't think you're getting away with it in any matchup. It just doesn't seem like it. It could probably buy you ample time I don't know what you do with all that time. Like, if you're in the negatives, in the moment those cards are removed, you lose. I don't know if having 10 extra turns would change anything. Well, okay, that's not totally true. Because if your opponent smacks you into the negatives... Alright, maybe we can play Solemnity. Or we can put it in the deck and then, like... We can put it in the deck and see what happens. Farewell's fine. This card spell's probably not the worst here. Probably. I'd have to fit them in. Delphi Voidwalker? What's that doing? Assuming that's what you're talking about. Oppression is funny. Oh, there's treachery. See, what's going to happen here is I'm going to get stuck at 1 life and I can't cast anything, so... What's the other enduring tenacity? Could probably play Grief, yeah. Well. Can't go wrong with Deadly Cover-Up. I'm pretty sure the rest of the deck has to be Mana Rocks. I don't have a good Breach. I did say Gristlebrand. I have Creation of Avacyn. Virtue is... That's a removal spell, you know. Forgot about the land situation. Yeah, castle. I'm never going to activate this, by the way. If anyone was curious. V2. Oh yeah, fetch lands. I forgot. Historic Brawl and all that. Probably no Fate. Well, I can play Fable. I suppose Urborg. Though we're only a 2-color deck. I'm not really interested. Maybe I don't need Urborg. Well, I don't know. I don't play it that much. I'm going to try to just not play it. I don't feel like if it ever really came up and mattered, then so be it. But it does sometimes actually help your opponent, and I don't want to do that. Yeah, I didn't look at giant, expensive, stupid things, but Eldrazi, Worst Fears, Mindslaver, all that jazz. There's probably something there. Whenever you gain life, they lose life. Bloop. Wait, this is crime. Yeah, that's not the same one. There's this one. Whenever you gain life, it's only one life. Did I add? Oh my goodness, tell me I didn't. Tell me I did. I didn't. Ugh, I keep forgetting command tower. Really, just literally throwing. Excuse me. Oh, I had the wrong. Yeah, I did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. We're trying to pay life. What if Foothills is actually busted? What do you mean? It was the first thing I thought about. Fetch lands. They reversed the Massacre nerf. Wow. Well, I guess it might see slightly more play now. Kind of. Probably not really. In almost exclusively Sephiroth. And the other maybe black-white aristocrat strategies and stuff. Okay, I really... Is that a... The heck is that word? We need one Eldrazi, because I can't control myself. So... This one? Could run another one. Could I actually get two? Probably not. This one. Snuff out? Yeah, that's true. Wait, did they fix the stupid set thing? Like, can you filter that? Those new cards, like, specifically? It's non-black creatures, right? Yeah. And you need a swamp. Easy. Someone said Turok, which I actually don't know how to spell that. I know it has kickers, so I don't have to spell it. There it is, see? Turok. Oh, Gesundheit. Oh. Whoops. Danke. Meine Deutsch ist sehr langsam sprechen. Protection from white is pretty good, with the Johnny being every other opponent. But it's not good enough. It's not good enough. It's a cool card, though. Yeah, I'm not putting it in here. Oh, I forgot to add Solemnity. I think I forgot to add it. I did forget to add it. Alright, there we go. Alright. More removal. There are combos in here. I don't own Necrodominance, and it doesn't really work because you put yourself to 1 on your opponent's turn, and then you lose. So it's definitely not the same as Necropotence. I think just 2 more removal spells is fine. Even discard spells. Yeah, the One Ring is fine. What is that other removal spell that's obvious to everyone but me? Cut down, Fatal Push. Wait. Where is Fatal Push? Oh, it's this thing. Right, yes. Alright, we have a bunch of card draw. What am I crafting? Absolutely no idea. Way more. Why does it want 10 and 10 with the lands? That's really weird. It's way more black. No, I don't actually like Baleful Mastery. Alright. Yeah, we'll start here. We're just gonna start here. It's spooky. It's spooky day. So we gotta play something kind of spooky while also playing something I haven't played before. So it's a 7-mana 5/5 Vigilance lifelink. When it enters, you swap life totals. And if you get the lesser of the 2 life totals, you draw that many cards of the exchange. I said that weird, I could have just read it literally. If you lost life this way, draw that many cards. So if you have 10 and they have 20, you go to... Excuse me, if you have 20 and they have 10, you go to 10, but you draw 10. That's pretty cool. So it's doing kind of the black thing of pay life, draw cards, but it's stuck on a 7-mana 5/5. There are some funny interactions, like the most notable one to me is Phyrexian Unlife, which gives you into the negatives, puts you in the negatives, and then you can swap. Also, there is an insane storm. I think Halloween might have been canceled today. I don't know. It is crazy outside right now. It's crazy outside. Kind of unfortunate, but I don't know if you can hear that. But anyways, yeah, so you can go into the negatives, and then you can swap, and then your opponent dies. You can play Solemnity, Phyrexian Unlife, one of my most played, if not my most played thing ever in this game, is just playing these 2 enchantments, and then just going AFK, because my opponents don't know how to concede in normal Historic. This is basically not a thing ever against any strategy except probably maybe kind of mono red sometimes, because this is just going to be dealt with by every other color at some point, and then you can't hide behind it, because you have to hide behind it the whole game if it's your plan, right? It can buy you time, and that's just all you can really expect it to do. You can pay a bunch of life and go low yourself and then swap, which I guess we have some of that going on in here. To me, that seems kind of insane, but might as well play into what it's trying to do. Your opponent is just going to smack you pretty low. You can just let them do that and then swap. So they might not realize that they're just setting themselves up to go to 5 life, and you just take 25 life of theirs, and then they're just suddenly at 5. Now, just because you did that doesn't mean you win. I still have to actually close the game out when I do swap, and I don't actually have a lot of cards that do that. Even if I put my opponent to 1, I don't have, like, crazy closing speed. I could play something like the new villain. Oh no. Where is it? This thing, and then when I swap, I can then do this. So I could probably slide in something like this, I guess, and try to do that. But I don't know. Yeah, alright, we'll try to find a spot for it. Why not? Necro Dominance is not the same as Necropotence here, because Necro Dominance, you have to pay life on your end step, which means if you want to set yourself to 1 life to swap with your opponent, you're immediately passing the turn after, and then you can't cast your commander, so I wouldn't play Necro Dominance. Unless you just have Shieldred in play every single game, then, you know, I guess you can do whatever you want, but Necropotence is the one that does actually work here. I'm surprised at how little I've seen this card. You'd figure you'd see it all over the place, but not really. There's also the combo of Sanguine Bond, Exquisite Blood. Once you start the chain, you know, just they lose life, you gain life, you gain, they lose, you gain. So it just bounces back and forth. See if that happens. And then there's a ton of mana because, again, this costs 7. This isn't like a 4/4, 4 mana 4/4 or something. This is a 7-drop in a black-white deck. So not great. And there's a ton of Mana Rock. Because we have a ton of Mana Rocks, we can play something like Ulamog or whatever. Just have a giant thing to do. Bolus's Citadel. Oh, wait, I have the spider in here. Yeah, this thing. This is the other Bolus's Citadel. Because this is Historic Brawl, this basically doesn't have text on it. You're just not playing a 5-mana 4/4 and then untapping with it and swinging. It's just not a thing, especially in a black-white deck. So I'm actually going to take that card out. But yeah, that's the premise. So yeah, no Breach the Multiverse. I don't have a lot of hits, really, at all, with Breach. And there's a lot of decks that you could Breach and probably not hit something crazy. I mean, I could run all the Eldrazi though, but yeah, just no Breach. Most of my tutor effects are probably going to find a combo piece anyways, or a sweeper to stay alive, so no Breach. Yep, that's it. Let's go. Oh, I already played super early yesterday. That's why I have my quest already complete. Alright. We're just trying to win 1 game. That's it. That's where my mindset is right now with this commander. Just win a single game. That's the mindset I have. And then once we do that, if we do that, we can then try to win a game where this really mattered. Oh, no, well, don't get ahead of yourself. Did I add Fatal Push? Does anyone remember? I did, yeah, I did. What I did not add, however, was the Surveil Land. I am now just noticing. They'll probably actually take Dark Tutelage, and I'm not sure I was going to cast it, so that actually works out really nice. Opponent appears to have Grief or Mox. Let's pass. Actually, you know what? This probably shouldn't be in here. Now that I'm, like, reading it. Okay, I was right about the Mox. Well, I mean, it's not really a surprise. But what costs 3 here that's worth casting? Oh, that thing, of course. Well, if my opponent pays a bunch of life, I can then steal their life total and draw a bunch of cards in response. This is a human? It is. Not that it really matters, but I guess I'll name human there. I could have just played this, but more mana is more betterer. That's what I think. It was my only card draw engine. I mean, it's doing something. Well, that was just really unfortunate. That was very unfortunate. I was hoping to draw land. Now, I don't know. I guess I still cast this. I have actually no idea what to put under it, though. I could just put Farewell under it. Yeah. Yeah, that's funny. What is my opponent going to do about Farewell right here? Why don't you show me what you aim to do against Farewell here? Probably just completely ignore it. I don't lose life, right? Because it's not a creature? Correct. Okay. Maybe well, no, that wouldn't fundamentally matter. Actually, either way. Whenever you cast... Let's just cut that down. Yeah, see, I don't get the... I don't get it this turn. Oh, I don't need it. Oh, I don't need it. Huge. Okay. Who needs Farewell on the turn they need it Farewell? Certainly not us. I can't name Artifact with Farewell, which is really sad, but it is what it is. Oh, of course. Of course, of course, of course. No. Only makes sense that the black-red deck can answer my enchantment. Oh. And you wonder why I don't play Solemnity. Okay, well, this is in play now. Or I should say, I think Solemnity is not a thing. Opponent has to... Well, I guess we both have to be aware of my commander's text box randomly doing something egregious to one of us. This does not have trample. They know... Oh, wait. I was about to say, they know about Farewell, but they're still caster removal. My opponent obviously doesn't know about... Obviously. Okay, so we play that. Hold on, wait. Whenever you gain life... Okay, let's just run out the hand. And we could swing, and then I could very easily die to Slick Shot, so let's not do that. What is with all the enchantment removal in this black deck right now? What is actually happening? It's just crazy. They're at 5. We go to 6. Commander's still just not doing anything. Okay. We effectively... So I can go to... Well, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay, so... We can play... Our commander, they go to... No, that's not enough. I can tap this and lose 1 life. That's still not enough, because I can't cast my commander, so that doesn't work. Okay, none of that helps me. I think I'm dead. I don't know in what universe I'm not dead. Why would you draw? Well, you might as well draw. It's the last turn. I don't think there's anything that card specifically can... Oh, wait, I'm dead to a spell because of all the triggers. Okay. Okie dokie. Well, I don't know what to say about that one, but cool. My opponent just paid their entire life total without me doing anything, so congratulations, I guess. Just the typical perfect hard counter to everything I'm doing. Also, all the enchantment removal under the sun in a black-red deck, because of course there is. My opponent drew 150% perfect for the matchup. Enchantment removal and all the life-paying cards. Do I have white mana? I do, yeah. Oh my goodness, my hand is great, actually. This is a great hand. I didn't actually, like, think about it. My hand is ridiculous. This hand is actually ridiculous. So this... Yeah, what was that one? And that one. Alright, well, we have mana. We did it. We did it. We sure did it. Now I just have to play the game. I forgot to take out Overlord. Yeah, I'll take that out. I'm not sure why I thought it was good. Maybe I had, like, standard brain in my head or something. What does this one do? Play counters and stuff? Solemnity. Alright, well, I mean, they did already play Beseju, so there's that. Let's play... this. That. This. And I did not draw a land, or play a land, so... draw a card. Okay, that's pretty cool. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have a lot of it. I can cast Ulabog. That's ridiculous. Actually ridiculous. What does this do? It's the whenever counter twice that many. Okay, that's a little weird, but I guess it makes sense. Oh, am I just dead? Well, that's dumb. Wow, that's like really stupid. Okay. I'm pretty sure I'm dead. Cool. That was a fun game. Just a casual turn 4 lethal from Bristly Bill, because that's just how the game works. Listen, Solemnity was not on my radar. That's why. That's why. Because I wasn't paying attention. I didn't take out... Oh, there, next turn. Next game. I promise. Next game, I promise. Why didn't they play the Evolving Wilds? Oh, it must be a 4-drop. Makes sense to me. What? What are you doing? Okay, so let's play... Veto? Maybe I just play this, actually? I feel like I don't care about Ragavan right now. Yeah, I think caring about Ragavan is a mistake. I'm not gonna... I have no idea what my opponent thought was a good idea to leave up here. So it must be Archdruid's Charm? Because it has to just be the best answer to what I just played. Because what else would make sense, right? Oh, look, it is. Okay, for some reason it didn't exile my Firemine Vessel, though. Interesting. Oh, it's because they just want Strip Mine. Oh yeah, I forgot. The fun card that makes games interesting. Alright, let's take out Overlord before I actually forget again. Overlord is... Funny enough, in that spot... well, no. Overlord's not saving me in that spot. I also want the Surveil land. I don't really think it matters that much, but might as well. It's not that big of a deal. Could run another removal spell. I don't know if that's... They're not going to really save me, though. What if I just... Just something... We're playing a lot of mana every turn. Find another... can we play Approach here? We have tutors, we have a lot of mana. It's possible to do it twice. It's not impossible is the main thing. We could just play this. This doesn't... Well, I mean, it's hard to not play that. It's just really annoying. Some decks are crippled by it. It's been a while since I've played it, I feel. Alright, yeah, let's try that one. I do like it. It fits the theme of what we're doing on top of everything else. That we're... I should say what we're trying to do, not what we're actually doing. We're not doing anything. But what we're trying to do. It fits the theme. Yes, sirree. Alright, let's keep this? I think, yeah. I don't really need Damnation against Stick Fingers. Whoa, that's insane. I couldn't tell you the last time I saw someone play that card. That's actually insane. Wow. I'm the only person I've ever seen play that, but it is basically your ramp spell, because the deck only wants to do that. I wonder if this is my list. Let's play this. Solemnity makes Ulamog a 4/4, and then it doesn't do much else. Hey, alright, my opponent's over. Oh wait, yes it does, because it doesn't... It's not equal to its power, it's equal to the counters on it. So this does work. Ulamog is a 4/4. It has no counters. It doesn't have Annihilator 4. It has Annihilator 1/1 counters. And this just completely shuts that down. That's really funny. Alright. That's actually hilarious. Okay, well, that just happened. Everyone talking about rest in peace. Get out of here. We have a better enchantment. I'm actually kind of impressed my opponent immediately knew what like I was doing. Like, there's no way my opponent has ever seen Solemnity played in their life. It's crazy that they recognized that it was over immediately. Well, Solemnity being the out is just actually just so funny. That's just so funny. Oh, that's funny. Okay, I've never played against this in Historic Brawl, so that's a good sign, right? Surely? It's just probably the exact same list as a Johnny anyways, but who cares? It's not a Johnny. Let's play this land. Profane Procession? Is that the 3 mana 5 exile spam thing? Another land is not what I want. Okay, I'll take that. This might be the snuff out moment. Wait, what? What do you have here? What is 1 white? Whoa, what's going on? The naturalize? Or the weird naturalize? Okay, do I get Esper set? I do, yeah. Cool. I feel pretty good about my play. I did an Ancient Tomb, Worn Power Stone, so I feel good about this then. That worked out. I was not thinking about that, though. Okay, I don't technically... Yeah, I don't have a swamp by the time this resolves, so it doesn't work. Let's play that. It actually saves me some life here to do that. I can still Solitude it. Magus of the Moon, that's nuts. They only have 1 white source now. So I don't have to make a move on this until I have to make a move on it. Okay, they found a second white source. They're not mana screwed anymore. Or color screwed or anything. Should I just kill it now? Probably. Because if I don't... I'm taking 2 damage. No, wait, I don't care about taking 2 damage. We're playing this thing. Alright, I forgot I even had a commander. It's been so not effective at anything. Also, if they blow up the Worn Power Stone, I don't even have anything to do anyways. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. So like if I exile this with all my resources and then I just lose my Power Stone, I just don't have anything anyways. I don't have anything really right now as well, so that's... I guess it goes both ways. And of course they answer the Worn Power Stone, because, you know, why wouldn't they? It's the Worn Power Stone. Why is it holding... Oh, because of Snuff Out. I'm like, why is it, like, robbing my opponent of priority? Because of Snuff Out. Okay, we can just hard cast this. Obviously more than worth the 2 life. Opponent's hand is... poop. Let's swing. Is this like black-white control nonsense? Is this any creature? No, it's only yours, so there's no creature currently. You can't path me here. It doesn't make a lot of sense. I would have taken a land. I didn't expect this to actually matter, but yeah, now I can't cast this. That's annoying. Boros control, yeah, apparently. They can cast their command. It does have flash. It does have flash. I can't say I'm too concerned about it, but that is in fact what it has. I can Snuff Out and pay 4 plus 2 mana. So I can pay 6 with Ancient Tomb, actually. Yeah, we can swing here. Wait, what if I just didn't swing? No, I'm still going to swing. My opponent's life total matters. So that resolves. And then commit great bodily harm to remove it. So I can swords it on my opponent's turn. Although maybe that was unnecessary. Why am I like this? Why do I do things? Why do I do things here? Okay, well, I guess that's a wash. Yeah, that was dumb. That was dumb. Let's play this. Wait, I know why I did that. I did it so my opponent swings for 5, and then they don't realize that the life totals are going to get swapped. So I guess that's back on the menu. I'm not going to do anything here. Why would you ever path this? It's crazy. I'm never pathing that here. That's nuts. Let's get a... Yeah, we'll just get a plains. That way if they play Blood Moon, I can play the game, I guess. Now it's a question of, do you even swing? Okay, well, then it's just that. I feel like going to 2 is just very stupid. So maybe I don't. Let's see, I can swords their commander and then swap life totals. Put them to 7. I really just don't want to risk it. I can't risk going to 2. I feel like that's just not a good idea. Oh, also the Ancient Tomb. Yeah, the Ancient Tomb. Okay, never mind. It's just never right to go to 2 there. Oh, is this Mana Tithe? Was it Mana Tithe? No, it can't be Mana Tithe. There's not Reprieve. I don't know. Oh, we just gave them a flashing card. Alright, that's why. Yeah. Alright, I understand. I was like, I put an instant into my opponent's command zone. I'm like, they suddenly have priority again. Did we get there? Did we do it? You swung at me. You did this. You did this, opponent. You sure did. Okay. They steal my... Wait. What? Okay, well, they... Hold on, wait, what did they do? What was the other one? Do you fragment Grief? I want to be careful with that one. Okay, they don't even hesitate. Command zone. Land. Oh, I didn't know you searched for the land first. That's really weird. Opponent? What do we... What's going on over there? No, that makes sense. Hold on, this got vigilance. Okay, so I can... What can I do? I can swap life totals and draw a ton of cards and probably lose if I do that. So I should probably... Wait a minute. Creatures you control gain lifelink. So... we activate this, and then we put them to 1. And then we sweep the board. Makes sense to me. What is my opponent's library? Farewell, Batterskull, Sarkhan, Sweepers, Emperor, Chandra, Nahiri, Gideon, Blood Moon, Equipment, Mana Rocks, Removal. Okay. Okay, they're at 1. They can't tap Battlefield Forge for mana, or colored mana. Probably doesn't matter. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They can cast their commander. Okay. So we can draw... I don't know. I can draw enough to put me to 5, and then my opponent could callously proceed to then put me to 1 and then lose a game. So probably not what they're gonna do. How many have I done? I lost count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It doesn't matter when you cast it. I still draw the cards. Oh yes, it does matter. Yes, it does. It makes itself indestructible. Which kind of matters. Kind of. Not really that much. But let's get rid of a land. Yep. Okay. Do you swing? I think you swing, right? Yeah. Yeah, you swing. The life total exchange is just going to get more and more annoying for my opponent. So land, we can play Farewell, we can play this. We have Veto in the graveyard. That's it for this. I think we're gonna exile artifacts, because this makes it so my opponent can't recast their commander. So artifacts, creatures. They swords their own commander. Wow. Okay. And then we play this. We play this. I can't get a creature, even if I wanted one. The One Ring? We can get Phyrexian Unlife. This gives me... This shores up some potential problems. They're at 5, so we can swap down to 1. Yeah, we can go to 1 here. And I will. And if they top deck lethal, congratulations. So this is a 4. Dies the Fatal Push if I can do the thing. But I should swap life totals. Yeah, that was the game plan. And then pass. No, you don't want to swing here. Wow, they swing? Huh. That was a mistake? No. Nice. Alright, well that was a really cool game. Yeah, I don't think you want to swing. I mean, you probably want to just close the game out, I guess, but still sketchy. We can play Phyrexian Unlife now, and unless they blow it up, my opponent will not really ever want to put me in the negatives here. I mean, this has lifelink, so it starts making things weird when it comes to exchanging life totals again. But yeah, cool. There was that mistake where their Saga reanimated their commander, but it ended up working out because they ended up pushing more damage with their commander as a 5/5. So it was actually the 4D chess line to let them reanimate their commander. It was not right at the time, though. I would say probably wasn't the right thing to do in the long run. Well, it was, I'd say, but it wasn't in the moment. It wasn't in the moment the right thing to do. In the long run, it worked out. Sweet. Cool game. Alright. We won a game and our commander actually mattered, so... Fruit of what? I feel like you're just making up cards. I'm being chat GPT'd. Is there a way to reliably get this in the graveyard? I guess always have access to it as like a thing to constantly do. I mean, it's funny. It's funny. I feel like isn't there just more than those, though? Like, more than that one? That one can keep happening, though. It's maybe value. It can keep happening. Okay, let's not play Mana Tithe. Yeah, exsanguinates the creature or the non-creature version of this. I mean, we could play another one. Those outs are fine. Oh, Kiba? It's toys. This is the Pauper Powerhouse. None of this weird fruit. Oh boy. So we could put our opponent to 1, and then... So with this, if our opponent goes to 1, like we sweep the board, and then next turn cast the commander. I suppose that works, right? Because when my commander dies, they lose a life. Well, it's a very weird way of having this matter. But I guess there's a spot for it here, because it got changed to... I mean, this is yeah, this is a rather abstract spot for it. But it works. Oh yeah, Sanguinate got a reprint. That's right. Because this was like $10 as an uncommon, because there's only like one version of it. I have an original foil, if anyone was curious. Just saying. Just saying. Just saying. Alright, what has just fundamentally not done anything? Ulamog hasn't done anything, I guess, technically. But I want to play it. They're so cool. Have I played like a dedicated ramp deck yet? Since the Eldrazi have come out? I feel like I haven't. Although most green decks are already dedicated ramp decks. In disguise. Alright. Oh, I don't want to take out Ulamog. I don't want to. Whatever. Maybe no Gristlebrand or Shieldred. I mean, they work together, but this is not the kind of deck where I'm going to have a bunch of life for Gristlebrand. Even, like, the first time. Like, let's say I cheat it into play or something. And then with Shieldred, swapping your opponent's life total, and then they're at, you know, at 1 or 2. This just wins. Alright, no Gristlebrand. Maybe Shieldred can hang out for a bit. We do have the One Ring, which probably means with all these mana rocks, it's perfectly reasonable to just play Paradox Engine, because it's just another 2-card, like, haha, now I win kind of thing. It's hard to say no to that. It's like with Sanguine Bond, Exquisite Blood, Veto, the One Ring with Paradox can do it. Randomly Unlife Solemnity. Yeah, it just fits. It fits as much as I need it to. Boop. Yeah, I saw Zuran Orb. Maybe I'll play Lumra again. Although, Lumra still needs another piece. What was the piece that was missing? I'm trying to think. How many spelunking effects are there in Magic? I think that was the issue. You have spelunking and then the other spelunking, so there's like 2 of them. And now you have Zuran Orb and the Shroud giving human that isn't an elf. It's a human that I can't think of the name. It gives human to sacrifice your lands. So there's 2 untaps and there's 2 land sacks. Still missing something else. What is it missing? I gotta go see like a CEDH list. There's like a combo piece that's obvious that I'm not thinking of. Fetch lands, net mana. No, maybe it is all there. It's just more versions of each. Yeah, that might just be it. Okay. That might be it. No, I'm not thinking... Oh, yeah, Amulet. But I'm not thinking of the spelunking effects. I'm trying to think of the other combo piece that's not sacking lands and having them enter untapped. I'm pretty sure there's a third thing you're trying to do, and I can't think of it right now. I don't know what, other than obviously spam casting your commander, that you kind of need to do that part too. So, oh, that was it. That was it. You have to spam cast your commander, and you only have like, was it Command Beacon? Unless you play the weird sack artifact. Oh, maybe it is all there. Maybe it is all there. I feel like I would know this. I just played it. I guess I'm too spooked up. Too spooky. I'm not thinking straight. Speaking of thinking straight, I think I'm going to take out Split Up. I don't think I need Split Up. And it doesn't 100% kill everything, and it could just get annoying. Let's just not play Split Up. I have enough board wipes. I don't seem to struggle casting them. Yeah, let's just do that. Ba-da-bum-bum-bum-bum. Well, that's unfortunate. I don't have any graveyard hate, and my opponent is 10 times faster than me, and they also have Mana Drain. So maybe nothing matters anyways, we can move on really fast. We have a sweeper, I guess. Well, I need a second white source, though. Alright, let's see what happens. Yeah, let's see what happens. Ooh, well, let's slow down. Let's not play that. Let's not do that. Let's calm down. Oh my god! Alright, yep. Yes, sir. That sure is what happened to us. Most definitely. Alright, we're at 13. Let's go. What are we at now? 12? Oh boy. This is not working out, is it? It's not working out too well, huh? Alright, so we can play this, and then... Okay, because creation doesn't matter, I guess I'll just get rid of it. It's not like I'm casting it, so... I don't think I swing, right? Because I want to trade life totals. I mean, we're so doomed, right? Like, we're just so doomed. I gotta stop attacking my opponent. That 8 was just really not ideal. Like, it just wasn't part of the game plan. My opponent got Garuda. Excellent. It's always fun to see. Well, they have to now hit specifically even cost threats out of the graveyard there. Okay. Alright, Dark Confidant's not really playing too nice. Let's play our... Yes! Yes! Oh, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Yes, get completely thrashed. Oh my goodness. He's just got... It's ridiculous. Oh, man. Yeah, we swap at 2 because of Ancient Tomb. And from there, we just have to find a way to make him lose 2 life. That's actually ridiculous. Conceding after I lost like 11 life to this is so funny. It's just crazy. That's never, ever happening again, if anyone was curious. That was a one and done. You saw it here. Let it sink in. That it is in fact never going to happen again. What's another exsanguinate effect? Did I end up putting Okiba in here? No. Maybe I should... Maybe I... Wait, did I keep the fruit? I did. Like, anything that actually does more than 1 is... It's not like I'm just like suddenly putting my opponents in 1 every time. Like, that's not... X doesn't work in the thing, but I guess I'll type it anyways. Oh, yes. The Blight pile. Just what we needed. Oh, this is probably better than Okiba, huh? Yeah, it keeps although, you know what? This is a 2-2 menace. It literally is a 2-2 menace. It's not... You can't just easily block this. And if I put you to 5, this is a problem. So maybe this is real? It's unbelievable to me that that could be maybe real. This deck is weird. You could exchange and then torment for, like, let's say 6 or 7? Let's just say 6. My opponent's at 5, so they have to do 5 other things, sack permanents, discard cards. This is probably too easy to play around by the time I would do it for 6. But not always, I guess. Not always. Palantir. No, that's awkward. Oh, this is no, that's not so awkward. Alright, we're going to try Okiba. Mind you, Okiba is abysmal in other moments that are not the moment we're trying to win the game. Maybe just because of that, it outweighs its value. Because it's just awful outside of the turn. Like, it's only good after we've exchanged. Alright, I'm not going to run it. I'm not going to run it. I can't. Alright, oh, okay. So be it. This is the artifact one. Let's look for a card on top, shall we? That is a not necessary card. Fireweaver. Is this the artifact one? It is. Okay. I feel like the non-creature one is slightly better because you can, like, everything's an artifact already. You can just play non-creature spells that would also trigger it. I guess maybe they're playing both. I don't know. Basilisk Collar. Interesting. Okay, well, my opponent is probably cognizant of my commander's text box. If they're not, then they're gonna be giving me a lot of assistance. Let's get rid of you. Frozen Grip can deal with something that could be a problem. Yeah, they missed a life total there. Or a life point trigger. I don't have to crack this. Let's just play this. Although I probably should. I'm going to obviously need more white men at some point. When do they cast their commander? There's only 2 artifacts in play. Like, when do they... Kaimil. Okay, well, I don't like that one. I definitely don't like that one. Sign in Blood. Sure. Yeah, we can just continuously lose life here. We can continuously lose life until the last point, in which that we can no longer lose any life. I guess I can play this. There's very few draws that matter. Let's see if I hit one. Nope. No, siree. Alright, they're drawing 2 cards. Oh, no, just 1, right? Yeah. Just one. I can also swords and they gain life, and then I take that life. Play that, draw. Okay, that's a piece of a combo, but it's not the whole combo. Do I swords their commander? No, we just take 5. Of course we take 5. What am I talking about? It's swords on their end step, I guess. Yeah, we can swords on their end step, and then it could maybe be really difficult to actually use it ever again, because you'd be too low. There it is! Wow, there it is. There it is. This is not Sanguine Bond. Maybe my opponent thought it was, but they swing for 5, 6, and then I go down to 7, and then I go down to 5, and then I could go down to 2. It would be maybe a little loose there, but let's say I go down to 2. My opponent goes up to 25, the starting life total, I cast this, we exchange, and I would have gained a bunch of life from that. And this would see that, so I'd gain twice as much life, effectively. And go up to, like, 48 or whatever. And I'd still have to close the game out, though. My opponent would be at 2. Oh, no, I would swords this. Right, this would be swords. So it would be hard to cast this again with too many artifacts in play. But this is a spot where we would have to close it out once they're at, like, 4 life. Which has been a little bit of a pain point so far. However, people keep conceding before it matters, so maybe they're just not necessary. Maybe you just don't even bother running them. No one's waiting to see you do the thing. No, Obstinate. I don't want Obstinate. I don't know what Cryptolith Fragment is, though. Also, there's the stupid World Stone thing I forgot about. The Marvel Space Stone? What's it called? Enters tapped. Each player loses a life. If each player has 10 or less. Well, okay. Man, I wish it wasn't 3. Ugh. Yeah, I'm not replacing either of these. And I'm definitely not replacing any of the 2s. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I could just replace Dark Tutelage. The random life loss is very scary. And this does cost 3. It's not the same as Dark Confidant. I don't know. It's a card you don't ever see ever. Ever, ever, ever. What is it called? I don't know. What's the Spider-Man Mythic Rare $400 Black Mana Rock? That they decided it now exists and will be in every single Commander deck ever. Because that's what they want, I guess. It doesn't help me. I don't know the Spider-Man name of it. It doesn't help me. Okay, Terminus. Yep, there it is. Boop. Should have been in here. It is over 50. It's $60. It is $60, bro. Oh my. Wait, what? This one is $156? What about the... It doesn't even have all of them. Okay, that doesn't seem right. There's a cosmic foil? Is there like just one? Is that just like a serialed thing? This is $50,000. That can't be real, right? I've never even seen this before. Cosmic foil. There must only be one. Or something. There's only one listing, so I take it there's only one? Have any sold? One has sold ever, and it sold for $33,000. What? Is it the same one? And now it's just being relisted at $50K? That's ridiculous. Yeah, most of the time the ability doesn't matter, but it's still just better than Arcane Signet, right? It's just like a direct upgrade if you have $60. Wow, $50,000. That's just ridiculous. And then the borderless fancy one is $1,500. And a bunch have been sold at about $500. One sells a day on average. Wow. Okay, I thought it was going to be like, you know, anywhere from $50 to $100, but there's like $1,000 versions. That's actually ridiculous. Okay, what did we do? Oh, we added weird stuff. Okay. Let's take out... It's ungodly rare, but not one of one. Okay. Could you imagine pulling that, bro? Just like... I'd sell it at 27K just to move it. I don't want to sit on a 50K card. I just want to move it. Like, bro, just buy it for like, I don't know, 30K or something. Just get it out of my... I don't want it in my life. Just get it out of my possession. It's gonna be on my mind 24/7 until it's sold. I just want the stress. Just take it for like Sells at 50K, I'd sell it to, I don't know, 42, 45-ish K. Give you a discount. I don't want to sit on that. I'd be sweating. Makes my Judge promo foil fancy Gaia's Cradle look like a little anthill. Or my playset of revised dual lands. You probably get a plateau for like $50, no? That poor thing. Oh, that poor old plateau. In another universe where red and white had access to Force of Will and Mana Drain. I could take out... No, I'm not taking that out. I'm still leaning towards taking out Tutelage, so I might take that out. Yeah, I think that's fine. The problem with this is it's just random and dangerous, where I can kind of control the life loss sort of thing, and Dark Confidant doesn't let me do that. So I also cannot do anything about this once it's in play. I don't really know about that one. This one I can get rid of this one I want to, kind of, not the other one. And it costs 3, so. I almost like the Soulstone Cosmic Foil. It almost looks like a proof art thing, like one of those art cards that just has the art on it. It almost kind of looks like that. It'd be funny to just throw it away and not realize. Oh yeah, it's just like the art thing on the back of the pack. Like the slivers in Dominaria. I actually played with those sliver arts as sliver tokens because they just look so cool. I mean, they're horizontal though, but it's still cool. Makes them even cooler. I think the original sliver token is like a bajillion money. Did I? I already did take that out, okay. Let's take out Esper Sentinel. Surprisingly not very effective. To be fair, I haven't really had many games with it on turn 1, or any games with turn 1 like on the play or whatever, where it's like, you know, really good, but eh. Also, there's green everywhere, and green doesn't necessarily play non-creature spells, especially in the early game. That much. It's like not really a big deal. And sometimes it just doesn't matter. They don't even care anyways, right? They're just like, alright, draw 2 cards. I'll still win. So there's like a lot of not great things. I think we're gonna bank on Blasphemous Edict, and if it doesn't work, so be it. That's what this hand is. Wow, we drew like the worst card too. I would have taken... This is actually worse than a land here. Wow. Play that. Yeah, we're just going to let him do the thing. I could have Fatal Pushed. I'm going to let him do the thing, and we're going to just blast this Edict, assuming I have the mana to do as such. And if not, congratulations. Also, if they play creatures, then... I mean, non-creatures, then I guess it doesn't look great. Okay, for some reason, they kept a ridiculous hand. I will now punish it. I will now punish the hand. Maybe they kept a hand just assuming this was never going to work or something? It's kind of the vibe I'm getting. Let's play Paradox Engine, because that's a really busted card. Especially when I get more Mana Rocks, and if I draw my own One Ring, can come close to immediately winning. Maybe we're just hiding behind the One Ring, killing my opponent now at this point? It's kind of the vibe I'm getting. Okay. The One Ring could ruin everything for them here. Okay. It's not quite meta neutral, but, you know, close enough. They put a shield counter on Rofellos? How is Rofellos still a thing you feel like you want here? That's weird. Okay, they already played a land, right? Yeah, they already played a land. They can find a way to put one in play. There's not a lot of ways, though. You gotta be careful when you swing at me. In fact, I would be hesitant to even bother swinging at me. Do I grief? I feel like that doesn't do much when my opponent's drawing 5 cards a turn, so... One, two, three, four, five, six. Yeah, I kind of needed to draw... I need mana, but it's probably too late now. Another sweeper is also probably too late. Okay, yep, I'm over it. Rofellos, very fun. I had a very good time watching my opponent play the game, and I do nothing. Thoroughly enjoyable experience. Can't wait to have it happen again. What is that hand doing? I don't think it's doing anything. This one has potential, but I have to draw that potential. I guess I'll keep it. This is indestructible, right? Yep. It is indestructible. Oh look, a turn 1 strip mine. Not really that effective though. Kind of weird. Unless you're just all in on trying to assume it wins the game or something. Yep, and my opponent was. My opponent was all in on hoping Strip Mine was going to win. Get wrecked. Yeah, turn 1 strip mine just in general doesn't like do anything. Like, it's just not a good idea. And they just kept it assuming that it was going to win. Nope, get wrecked. I know better. I am the strip mine aficionado. That's not how it works. Sorry. Sometimes you can scam people. You can, like, get them if that was my only land or something, but... Like, if I stripped my opponent, it was over, because they didn't have any mana. It was just not how that card works. That's not how that card works at all. So, Crucius doesn't work if I steal it? Right? Is that how that works? Oh, maybe... Oh, shoot. It's not what I thought it was. It still could be. Hold on. Wait a minute. Why am I thinking things here? So, discard into discard into discard. And then we play this. Yeah, so we can just steal the card and win, I think. Yeah, I think Crucius is only a combo deck. Oh. What? Okay, they're going the route of not the route I would take route, which is the right route, apparently. Strange. Well, I mean, it is what it is. Nothing I can do about it. No reanimate. Thought it was a reanimate situation here. It is not. Which means I don't know what's in my opponent's hand that would hold priority. I am confused. Oh, we found it too. We found it, just too late. I think it's too late, yeah. We actually found it. Corrupted Conviction? Well, either way, I guess there's nothing I can do about it. Sure, we'll find out this turn. Oh, they have to sack it. That's why. They have to sack the breaker. Okay. Alright, well, I was a turn off. I needed grief there. And I banked... I thought they reanimated the breaker. I don't know why I thought that. It's obviously you don't do that, because that would be one of the spells in your deck. Alright, my bad. I don't really have any outs. I just don't really have any outs, then. I have to just blitz for a discard spell. Yeah, alright. How does the kill spell work? In response to the Caldara trigger? Does that work? Yeah, okay. So why, yeah, it makes sense that it would work. Do you not have a no exploration works there? How is this hard? Okay. You got it. Fascinating. Have to think about exploration. Yeah, my solution was way off. Was way off base with what I had to do. Way off base. And, actually, wait. No. We have this as well, yeah. What is this? Is this the weird... Yeah, it's fleeing. Okay, Dark Confidant. You're up, buddy. Just do what you did last time, except maybe slightly less dangerous. Opponent, that's not... Oh, okay, gamble. Huh. What do you gamble here? What does this deck gamble? Well, they certainly didn't gamble for that thing. Talisman. Oh, maybe they did, actually. No, there's no way. So let's play you and you. Put this on... We can put it on black. And then... Do I swing? No, we're not, like, ever interested in swinging. I feel. What the heck is that thing? Whenever you discard one or more cards, make that many 2/2... Wow, alright. Shieldred is just a very scary card, so I will just play it. Let's play this. Let's get a white source. I named black with that thing, so yeah. Let's not get blood mooned out of it, shall we? Alright, Shieldred's in play. Okay, they actually invested resources in a way in which my commander is now more useful. So, we like to see that. We sure enjoy that situation. Do I kill this card? If so, why? If so, why? Can I play... No, I can't play both of them, so let's just play this. There's no way they block, but I will swing with it. They blocked! Whoa! Alright. Surely that means we're ahead, right? Shieldred is just like... gonna start cleaning house. Oh, never mind. Of course they blocked. They had an edict. Let's get rid of one of these two. I actually kind of value this here. And then get rid of this. Play this. I don't have double blue. I will play this. I'm not going to play staff. Let's get rid of that. Alright, wish I had double blue this very turn, but I don't. Let's get rid of Toxic Deluge. No, staff gives us more control of the situation. So I'm going to get rid of that. Yeah, it just gives us more control over what's going on. As opposed to being like, haha, go to 1, and then just like die. Because we tried to go to 1. Alright, I value staff higher than not staff, so... Let's play... staff. Draw a card. Play a land. Draw 2 cards. Solemnity. That seems a little pointless, right? Yeah, we just pass. I don't really see why I would play this. Silent Clearing is, I guess, slightly better. I don't know. Are these treasures or clue tokens? They're clue tokens. Okay. Beginning of your upkeep. Hey, it's the Rotting Regisaur. Nice. Alright, there's the best card in the entire game. Love to see it. My opponent does swing, so we're going to go to 1. Oh, nope. Really? Wow. Oh no. They read our commander. What do we do? Pay 4, draw. Can we actually go right down to 1? We can, yeah. There's nothing they can do, yeah. So pay 4. Play commander, because I, like, literally have to do that. I have to do that. Trade. We can shrink whatever they block the Witch Enchanter with. And I think that's fine, right? We just kill anything that... No, that's not fine, because I'm always killing the Psychic Frog. There's no way I don't kill this. That's just actually ridiculous to not kill. So. And land. We have 3 mana. We can play both of these. And lose the Solemnity. I think I would actually prefer to just play this. It doesn't do anything, but it has the chance of actually doing stuff, so I like that more. They get rid of Compulsive Research. Well, they probably want us to play that. Now they don't have it. Oh, never mind. I found a way to play it. With exactly 1 mana. So, Virtue versus the World here. Yes, sirree. I will play this. Wait. Yeah, we basically have to play this, so. And then we'll just put a... Oh, wait, we can't play it. Oh, yeah, the Solemnity. Alright, tragic. Then... Now what? Do I pay? Do I draw, or do I just... I think we just pass. That's what we do. Solemnity got me good. That's funny. I'd rather not lose life just to play this bauble. I'll sack the, Wait. What? What? Did my opponent not pay attention? No way. Did they just not realize? Is that what just happened? That's unbelievable. Is that actually what just happened? How do you... Wait, okay, wait. Wait a minute. Did they not realize they were at 1? Does that actually happen? That might have just happened, because my opponent's not in a bad spot at all, and they're playing pretty quickly. I think they thought they had more life. I'm not sure they realized that we exchanged life totals. My opponent's, like, completely fine here. Right? I mean, okay, wait. What are we reanimating with this? Hold on. What's the idea? Why did that just happen? That's a little crazy to me. We're not taking Dark Con. We have Shieldred, so we can reanimate Shieldred with this. And if they don't have a way to deal with it, I guess it's over. But no, this gains a life. They can tap this to gain 1 life right now. I don't think my opponent realized they were at 1. I don't think they realized. Oh, well, thanks for doing it for me, opponent. I didn't have to find the 1 damage. Thanks, appreciate you. I'll take that. Yeah, we can sack Solemnity to the staff, I guess. I mean, it's still not too late to do that. It's still not too late, but it wouldn't do anything anymore, I don't think. Without the first Saga trigger. Either way, I shouldn't have let it happen. It was a mistake. I shouldn't have cast it. I don't think I'm ever sacking the Solemnity. Although, oh, it's hard. I don't know. I don't want to, but I'm trying to think why I should keep it in play. If I ever find any way to get Phyrexian on life in play, we just win, basically, because I don't think their deck's going to do too well against it. Although, I mean, it's still Grixis. There's endless things they can do about it. Also, if I found a tutor, we would just find some kind of way to steal life anyways, and it wouldn't matter. Yeah, it wouldn't matter if that was the case. It's funny, Solemnity is it's been getting me alongside my opponents. It's actually really funny. I said it's one of my most played cards. It probably is one of my most played cards in Magic Arena, and I still to this day will get got by my own Solemnities. It's the price I pay for, I guess, talking while trying to... texting while driving. The price of commentary. Which is a weird phenomenon. It's a weird... always looking at people play on YouTube, like, why didn't they do that thing? And then you realize they're talking, like, the whole time about maybe something else, or... and then you realize, after it happens to you, that you were the potato in the scenario. And the content creator was not... was trying to multitask too many things at once. What are we up against? Gandalf. Alright. With the Gandalf white sleeves, Gandalf profile, this person is a Gandalf truther. I love it. Do they have Mana Tithe? What is this? Fragment Spaghetti? No, they would have already cast that. That is a very strange time to cast that card. Very strange. Doesn't really do anything here. It doesn't do anything at all. I don't know what they're scared of. I think I smell weakness with that play. They just, like, didn't want to... yeah, just like a tempo thing there. Smell weakness. That is a Mishra's Bauble. That is a Soul Cauldron. What are we cauldroning in Gandalf? What does Gandalf try to do a cauldron? Surely it's not just for your opponents. That feels a little crazy to me. Alright, do I play Engine or do I play Mana Rock? I think I play this before anything. Yeah. Okay, let's play this. Name Black. Play that. I just want as many mana sources in play for a Paradox Engine turn. So, no reason to tap my thing unless it's like Wayfarer's bot. No, there's just not really any reason. Can I go in next turn? Well, it depends what we draw here. Okay, now I cannot go in because they played Godfarrow's statue. But we can just play around Godfarrow's statue. It's certainly not the scariest thing that could have been put into play by any stretch. We can just play Paradox Engine regardless. My opponent could just answer it, and then we just won't have the tools we need to win anyways. Of course they do. Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? Yeah, I don't know what the cauldron's doing. It's very, very weird. It's also just like not a ghost vacuum for some reason, when it could just be a ghost vacuum. I'm not gonna swing. I'm gonna swing. Let's draw. This on artifacts? I feel like this ruins a lot of my opponent's reality. So, no shot you have Mana Tithe. It's just, yeah, it could just be simply graveyard hate, I guess, which is weird. Reanimate's not doing anything. What does this actually do? Okay, not really anything I care about. Swinging at me is not free. The lower I am, the worse it is for the exchange here. They did swing at me, though. Alright. So... here... and Bolus's Citadel? Because there's not many turns left to have it do anything. Okay, it didn't do anything. I could have played a fetch land, actually. It would have given us better lines here. What? My opponent would have to still, in fact, do something about it. Alright, they have protection. They have now played the ring. So I can... I'm going to let them draw. There's no way I take a random spin here. Opponent draws, yep. Dang it. I'm one off. This would have been so perfect, but I'm one off. That would have actually been perfect. Tragic. No, I'm not going there. That's too much. Okay, so we did find a thing. We put him to 3. And then we... wait a minute. I can't target my opponent because of the One Ring. Alright, so... I guess because of that, I gotta be exceptionally careful. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we gotta be careful. And... that carefulness probably involves this card. Wait, why did I lose 3 life twice? I lost 3 life twice because Grim Tutor makes you lose 3 life. And it was a Bull's Seal. Alright. I'm an idiot. I'm done. And plus the fetch land. So it was that we Xaxes ourselves. That's actually so funny. Okay. So there was no way to cast that. And there was also no way to exchange because they have protection. So, as kind of ridiculous as it sounds, I can't do anything this turn. It's actually just completely ridiculous. That means I just fizzled off the top. Yeah, let's say I was still alive and this was on top of my deck. I would have to pass the turn. Yeah, it's actually just nuts that this did nothing. There was just nothing on top. Wow, alright. Yeah, but I obviously didn't give myself any outs because I just committed Sudoku. That's funny. I was like, oh, I can't lose 7 off the 7-mana spell. And then I proceeded to pay 1 life to shuffle, and then lost 6 life off the 6 life spell. So I found a way to do it anyways, I guess. That's funny. That is funny. Yeah, you just had to not do it. There's ways we could win that, I think. I don't think it was 100% over. It's just kind of unbelievable that we had stone cold nothing. Like, just literally nothing we could do. I'm not playing against Tamio. That's dumb. I'm not in the mood to play against Tamio. We all seen it. That's just boring. I'd rather play against Scythus. Honestly, I'd probably kind of just rather play against Keenan than Tamio. Boring matchup. Same with Brawl. I don't have a problem with the strategies. I just, when I'm playing something like this, we're not playing the same format. It's just going to wind up being just stupid and not worth my time. Alright, I have no idea what's going on, but it's kind of cool. Could be fast enough to beat us to death, too. Kind of tragic. I don't need another white source, so I won't get one. Have I... I'm gonna look into my. I'm gonna look at my deck after, but something I'm curious about that has me slightly concerned. I'm not gonna say what it is out loud because I'd be upset if it was something. All right. Well, there's Esper Sentinel. A little too late. Careful when you swing. Okay, they didn't even think about it. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so I can't just take it. Let's play this. And yeah, I'll pay for that. Fetch land. I can play Veto. Ideally off of a white source here. There we go. And then they can draw off of Esper Sentinel, but this situation leaves me with more control over the life total situation as opposed to the other method. Okay. Pay 3? One, 2, 3, 4, 5. My opponent made a potential major mistake by doing the things they did. Okay. Well, thanks. Appreciate you. And then they're dead next turn. If I had an extra mana, they'd be dead right now. Okay, they killed their own board. Very interesting. I will just cut that down. And now my opponent is completely tapped out. Sure, sure, sure. Okay. Yeah, we just, I think that's really the first time that's kind of happened, where it was just a straight-up beatdown strategy, and it didn't really contemplate the exchange. It just swung at me. This is a scenario that you want to find yourself in a lot of the times with a commander like, well, this specific commander, but I think this might just be a familiarity thing where my opponent has to just be more cognizant of what they're actually doing when they're swinging at me, and my opponent was not. They're just like herp derp attack, and this is not the kind of thing. Like, so much to the point where they like sacked their own 5/4 or removed this as a creature to kill my blocker, which doesn't make any sense, right? That makes no sense. Just swing with this. So very strange. Very strange. The wind is actually insane. It's like I can hear trees slamming against the house. I'm surprised I haven't lost internet. Like, actually surprised. Happy Halloween indeed. I wanted to walk around town with my brother and both just dressed as the Scream Killer. I thought that would be so funny. And just mess with people. Like, no, not take any candy. I'm too old for that nonsense. Just walk around and, like, talk to each other like we're looking for victims. But knowing me, I'd probably get hammered and arrested or something. So it's best not to put myself in that scenario. It's an open bottle of Hennessy. Oh, I didn't even look at what we were playing against. Why do I keep doing that? Why do I keep looking? I'm just not looking at what we're playing against. Why do I keep doing that? Okay, mana. Alright, we have the funny. It's just a matter of it all coming together nicely, which, maybe it can. Maybe it can. This is the spooky deck, yeah. And is actually surprisingly spooky. Because, like, no one's ready for stuff. Alright, we lost that, but we have a very easy replacement. Get Schmieded. Actually, this could just really annoy my opponent. I have time. Alright. So if they're not paying attention and they knock me to the negatives on life, would then proceed to kill my opponent. So I think I did play this for a second once. Yeah, this is another scenario where I think my opponent's just gonna, like, bludgeon me and not think about it. It doesn't matter. Wait a minute, hold on. Can we actually win? Yeah, we always cast this. Can we just win here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Nope. We are actually 1 off from winning. We're literally 1 off. Let me recount. 1, 2, 3. Ah, that's so annoying. Wow, that's annoying. Alright, so Shieldred. And play it anyways? Because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Let's stop at 4 so we don't lose the lightning bolt. Oh, right. Not great. Alright. Just swing. Once in your life, can you do something for Xene Arena? One time in your life. That's all I'm asking. There's probably Wait, what does this get? Primeval Titan? Jetmir? A reanimate creature? Please be Primeval Titan? It is Jetmir. Goblin Bombardment? Okay. So, block with Shieldred. On that thing, I take 12 plus 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's not enough. It's not enough. Yes, it is. Oh, they didn't see it. They didn't see it. Now they're reading Phyrexian Life, because of course they are. Now they're reading it. They didn't see it. Oh, that's so funny. Alright, upkeep. They're gonna try to stop my Shieldred by sacking creatures? I don't know. I guess they could sack creatures to kill Shieldred? Okay, they realize that doesn't matter. Here, you want negative 16 life, opponent? Sure you do. Of course you do. Why wouldn't you? Everyone wants negative 16 life. There we go. We did it. We finally did it. Trick or treat. Oh, get tricked. So, what they are supposed to do was when I block, I was at 4. They sack 1, 2, 3, 4, go to 0. I take 9. Oh, it wasn't lethal. It wasn't lethal anyways. I have to block the biggest thing, which is... Wait, well, they're both 5. It doesn't matter. Block one of the 5s. No, I blocked a 4. I blocked a 4. Let's say I blocked this. I take... They sack 4 creatures. 1, 2, 3, 4. I take... Oh, no. They sack the blocked creature. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And they have 2 creatures getting in. I'm at 0. Jetmir loses... they actually lose stats because they lose too many creatures. 8 creatures? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... Wait a minute. Did my opponent actually throw this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 creatures. Oh, you need 9. You need 9. Alright, they didn't throw. Oh, wait a minute. The lines! The lines! Ragavan's in play. Now what does it look like? Block there. Swing. Sack. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 creatures get through. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 creatures get through. Nope, not enough. Okay. There was 3 different lines I'm thinking of. And they don't get there. Okay. They didn't miss anything. My opponent didn't miss anything. They just didn't have it. I thought they had it with bombardment, but they actually did not have it with bombardment. Pretty close though. I'm sure they would have taken a different line just to explore the possibility if they were more cognizant of what was going on. It's funny, I played Unlife, they like looked at it for a second, didn't care at all, and then just like was confused when it came up, as if they didn't read it the first time. That's kind of strange. But yeah, they're really close, but not close enough, and they have to sack creatures, which would make them lose too many stats. So the two lines don't work, and then the third line of killing Shieldred doesn't work either. Like with the Ragavan, pre-combat Ragavan, which my opponent did not do, but that also would not have done it. What are we up against? I wasn't looking. Bant stuff. Still probably just mono green. If they had 9 creatures, we'd be screwed, that's for sure. Why are you playing Dremith? What? That feels next level random. This card feels way too random to not be your commander. Like you have to play a 1, have to play a 2, have to play a 3. Just doesn't... Like, it doesn't trigger off your commander consistently if you're... Or if you played your 1-on-1, this is your 2-on-2. Like, it's just really weird. Obviously, my opponent has everything they need because they're playing against me, but ordinarily that seems ridiculous. Yeah. Well, when Drenith has the absolute Omega perfect curve, then what I said doesn't matter. Play Shieldred? Because I kind of have to now. Well, not have to, but it's probably the only thing that makes sense. I'm not going to Solitude Drenith. I have literally no respect for it to continuously do the perfect ultimate thing, so I'm not going to respect it. Okay, what does this do? Okay. Do they have the mana for that? In Web, Bant, it has to be tapped creatures. Oh, yeah, it does work. Because they have 2 gene pollinators. This is like a... This is just insane. Like, this might be one of the best openers I've ever seen in Historic Brawl. It's not the most powerful commander, but it's doing like... And this is actually a game where they did not play this turn 1. This could have been faster. Wow. This actually could have been faster. That's actually insane. Wait, what? What is that? Okay. Sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. If I still win this, I would be blown away. No, 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 why did... Why did it not... I wanted to... I wanted to Solitude the Shieldred and sweep the board. That's annoying. I thought I could do it on my own upkeep, but it just went right through the arena. Wait, why did it go through the arena like that? Why did it do that? When Shieldred's on the stack, it pauses in your draw step every single time. If you have something you can do. Why did it just go right through it? You know how many times I've played this and it stops on my opponents before they draw? Because they have an instant that can kill it, but it just chose not to do it here? Well, why didn't it do that? I didn't push this button on my turn. I passed through my opponent's turn, went to my turn, and it just decided I didn't have the opportunity to do this. That's so stupid. Okay, well, we would go to... We're at 3. So we Solitude this, and then we cast the Sweeper. My opponent loses everything. We untap. No, it goes to our opponent's turn, because we're tapped out. They do whatever. It goes back to us. We go to 2 life. No, that's not true. We go to 1. We go to 1, so we go to... We go to 2. Sweep the board. Goes back to us. We go to 1. We have 5 lands. I would unfortunately just have to cast this to stay alive. So I could not get to this in time. Alright. So it wasn't... we couldn't just go, like, Sweeper into Commander into kill our opponent. We didn't have enough life. We'd actually need more mana and more life, because Arena would kill us. But, yeah, this is one of the most, if not the most insane thing I've ever seen in Historic Brawl. And that's saying a lot. I'm not saying it was the most powerful thing. It was not nearly the most powerful thing, but this has no business doing what it just did that game. That's actually just insane. Like, my opponent will probably never see that kind of game happen to them again. That's completely through the roof. It's insanely unlikely. But maybe it isn't. Maybe it isn't. There's a it auto yields to you to a Shieldred on your before your draw. So be your upkeep or whatever. If you can kill Shieldred or have an instant in your hand or something, it pauses it automatically pauses. Like you can't not have it pause there. It will do it every time. If Shieldred before Shieldred's trigger hits the stack, it's like, oh, can you do something? And apparently against your own Shieldred, it just doesn't. I don't know. I just literally wasn't given the opportunity to. I would have to have manually clicked, which would have been the first time in my life having to ever need it to do that against the Shieldred with an answer in my hand with it. No, I don't think Drenith is untap you win. I don't think that at all. There's a lot of ways to interact with what it's doing, and the things that it's doing are very, very random. I'm not particularly like blown away with that card. I'm gonna get rid of the Sign in Blood. Actually, I should get rid of Exsanguinate. Yeah, we're going to want to draw cards at some point in this game, so let's do that. Oh, that figures. That tracks, of course. So let's play this. No, we should play this and look for something that wins the game. Of course we found it. Let's get rid of that. So Paradox Engine, 1, 2, 3. I need a land. Paradox Engine. Sign in Blood. Shieldred. Let's play this. Yep. Okay, I just win with the One Ring now. I think. Yep. Well, get schmied Velja. I'm just going to QQ tap. Let's actually draw before we... Yeah, that's why. I was like, we should draw before we tap, because this might have to find a card here. Okay. Oh, I forgot to draw. Let's take that swords. Forgot to draw there. Okay, now the game's over. Surprised my opponent hasn't conceded yet. Oh, there we go. Nice Velja. It'd be a shame if something were to happen to your really fast green opener there. Alright, well, that's why you play Paradox Engine, because all the mana rocks are suddenly really, really, really scary, especially with the One Ring. Actually, this is the first time I've done that so far, I think. It's funny because this is just like better than a Sura rack at this point. Like, you could just play these with any mana rocks and then you would just be doing what a Surak is doing, but better, because you can do it way faster, like win the game and whatnot. Yeah, I would have conceded a little bit before this point, but no, they stuck with it for a while here. But I'm out the moment all of this happens. I'm sending the snooze way before this all shows up, so. Okay. My opponent just wanted me to have fun, you know? It's Halloween, they just wanted me to... do stuff. It's actually kind of weird how little I've seen Dark Ritual. I'm going to use Dark Ritual right now. That's what I'm going to use. I'm going to cast this. And then I'm going to draw. Alright. No regrets. Surely it's rabbits, right? Surely we're playing against rabbits. I will get some mana at the price of a bunch of life. This also finds my first black source that is now not hurting me. I might play Turok at some point. I don't think it's that exciting, but I don't have a problem with it. I'm gonna kill that, actually. And we can get kind of anything we want here. I can get a sweeper. We could get a sweeper. Paradox Engine, the One Ring. Shoot. Let's play safe and get a sweeper. Yeah, I kind of don't like it, but another thing about this sweeper is I can actually exile all the rabbits with enough evidence. So there's some value there. A veto effect is game? Alright, well, you know what? You said it too late. Let's pass. Why am I worried about killing that? I don't know why I'm so concerned about killing that. So we go to 2, and then we go to... Yeah, we go to 2? Okay. And then my opponent has to deal 25, which they... not even close to doing. So... Oh, wait. We were a turn ahead on the saga than I thought. We were just closer to... I thought we had to wait another turn. Okay, well this automatically wins regardless. So I'll just do that. And this is way more satisfying because I've never done this. Bro, how many... Alright, there you go. Beautiful. Actually beautiful. How is my opponent still here? Okay, wait, they can make 1/1s, I guess. Yeah, they can make 1/1s. Alright, hold on. This isn't over. This is not over. That was 55. Opponent had 55 of them. Okay, just making sure I'm not making a egregious mistake here. There we go. Alright, you're up. No, this is not a bot. Swords to Plowshares. Alright, that's not one of your 55 rabbits. But they're just dead to Exsanguinate now. Just how we drew it up. Also, we're at 30. Beautiful. Just how we drew it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Guess I'll play around Minotithe. Actually, you know what? I'll play around Reprieve. Alright, there we go. Yeah, now they thought I could never play my commander again. Well, actually, I can't, because then they'd fly over and kill me, so I couldn't play it again. Alright, well, Elspeth not going to do it on its own there, but 55 rabbits, that feels kind of egregious to me. 55 rabbits? What's the point of having the other cards at that point? Like, why even bother with Swords of Plowshares? Just play more rabbits. Like, you're just all in anyways, you know? There's going to be more... I feel like at that point, you would rather this just be a rabbit in games where you drew it. What were the other cards? They had the 1-drop creature that gained a life. The 1-drop rabbit that gained a life. And they only had one, I think. Like, they weren't running Soul Warden. I don't know, I'll have to go look. But the 5 or so 1-drops just seemed nonsensical. I think they should just be more rabbits. That was kind of just like a random assortment of just stuff. Yeah, there was an Authority of Council, which just, like, why? That's so weird. Like, someone who's playing that deck and thinking about the lines that they can take, it's, to me, so... Like, that person probably has played a lot of rabbits, and they just think that one of the 5 non-rabbit cards in my deck wants to be Authority. To me, it's just really weird. Like, where did you... What lines, or how are you coming to that conclusion? I wish I could ask that person. I do not at all agree with any of the non-rabbit options there. I think it's fine to run like 35 rabbits and have a deck full of stuff, but if you're going to have just 5 cards, it's just... that is not the 5 cards you could convince me to play. Ever. Axis of Mortality? Ragavan PTSD? Does it help you against Ragavan? Not really. They just play it anyways. They can't dash it, but who cares? They just play it on turn 1, and then it starts swinging turn 2 onwards. It doesn't change... Authority doesn't change it at all, except for specifically dashing, which most of the time you don't even really dash it. So yeah, I don't think that's the case. Maybe it is. I don't know. Not enough for me, though. Not at all enough for me. Especially with an army of rabbits that could just block it, and the only thing Ragavan can ever steal is a rabbit. So, like, you don't even care. Yeah, I don't think they care about Ragavan. I'm gonna be real with you. Alright, well, that card wins the game on its own, because that's just how it works, but I'd rather just play Black Market. Actually, I'd rather just play Mana here. Alright. I don't want to lose to this stupid moronic card. I'm just going to get rid of it. This is abilities, right? Yep. So it doesn't work. Accursed Marauder. My opponent didn't have a land? Are you kidding me? What are you doing? Well, it makes sense, I guess. Unless it doesn't. Alright, so we have mana, we have this, we can start chipping the life total, we can creation for a combo piece, like Phyrexian Unlife, although this is Sultai, so I don't know. I think it's just up to what my opponent does. That dictates what I do. They played their land before they did that, which is strange. Like, why would you play your land first? You could have found something, maybe? Alright, I'm doing them all at least once here. Looks like some kind of counter spell. Which means... play something I won't care about? Like this thing? Yeah. If there's a counter spell here, that's fine. They would have declined casting a 5-drop to then potentially mana drain next turn, which just really offsets it. I don't want to get anything too busted under this, because there is a very high chance it doesn't do anything. So let's just get... oh, is this Tail's End? Oh, Opposition Agent. Alright. Against a black-white deck, I don't know if I'm leaving this up over Yorok. Dark Ritual? I don't know. One Ring? I don't know. I don't know. Am I losing a spot? What do you mean? Where am I losing on the spot? They have 7 mana? This is, by the way, not at all what I would have taken, but it does shut down their deck, so it makes sense that they don't want to play against it. It stops my commander, I guess? Well, if you're going to do a draw-go thing with Yarok, that hardly seems like it is that worthwhile, but I don't know, maybe it does. Is that Flash, please? Flash? No, of course not. Opponent, it'd be great if you had, like, stopped having the best cards in the game. That'd be pretty cool. I'd appreciate it if you stopped doing that. Well, they can cast the Overwhelming Splendor, but again, I just don't really feel too concerned about that. I don't think the game is really about that right now. It will be at some point, probably, but it isn't right now, so... I don't know if I'm taking that. They probably would have taken something like Ulamog if it was in my deck, honestly. But, I even, like, even the One Ring just knocks that right off of me. I don't know, I just feel like I'm not taking this. They know about the One Ring, they saw my whole deck. Yep, Mana Drain, of course. Very fun card. Why am I not able to sack this right now? Opposition Agent? No. I'm not sure. So... I don't need a treasure. Let's not do that. Well... Why am I not able to... It must be obvious, but I don't get it. Oh, it's because of this thing. Activated. I thought it was only creatures. Alright, there we go. So it's not why I can play it. So let's play this, right? Yep. Splendor is stopping the obelisk. Let's... Oh, I can't crack my fetch land. Man, this card is breaking my brain. That's really funny. Does that matter? Okay, fortunately it didn't matter. Fortunately that didn't, like... I didn't just blow myself out playing the fetch land. That would have been a bit funny, though. Now, drawing with this is 3 life, whereas maybe I should just expect the black market to be enough, because if it isn't, I'm screwed. I don't know. Do I activate the... Well, if they're not going to do anything, I guess I'm not going to do that. Can I please draw, like, anything that matters? That'd be great. I can at least empty the hand a little here. I don't believe you have more instant speed nonsense. Have they played a single card that cares about Yarok? This? Curse Marauder? Kind of. And the Tireless Provisioner? Okay. Well, it on its own isn't crazy. I have to... I can't because of the Splendor, so I can't use the... This is the 5th time in a row I've been stopped by the Splendor. That's really funny. Come on! Good lord. Do I play my commander just to save me some life? Seems a little preposterous, but it's not like it's doing anything else, so it's a 1/1. You have a counterspell? Okay, maybe they have a counterspell. I need Farewell, kind of. Well, this is why I played my commander, so I'm not taking a bunch of damage. And there's somehow no removal, which means there's probably a counterspell. Amazing. Well, this is a boring game of Magic. Opponent played the entire game at instant speed, and their commander had no text. Fun. I drew Farewell, just to really rub it in. Excellent. Well, I have to name... creatures and enchantments, and probably not artifacts. But again, it doesn't matter because there's obviously a card in my opponent's hand that was just going to make me send the snooze emote anyways. All you have to do is counter it. Pretty sure there's a counter spell in your hand, so it'd be great if you didn't waste my time. There you go. Rocket science. Okay. Must be nice. Well, that was an embarrassing game. Moving on. I guess, to be fair, I did draw like 6 lands in a row with all my Phyrexian Arena effects. I drew a lot of lands back to back there. And my opponent drew all the instants, and none of the... Yarok literally didn't matter. It could have had no text on it. It was 100% useless. I'm going to blitz out the Mana Rock here. Let's get rid of Veto. Let's do this on white. Let's not get color screwed. Let's just do that on white. Because I have a second black here, so... Yeah, Provisioner would do it as well. They didn't need the mana, but it would have done it. Or was the other one, aside from the Marauder. I would have lost to Provisioner just being Provisioner before Yarok would have mattered anyways. Let's say that much. So, there's that. Alright, we're going to play Arena, because playing the mana here doesn't actually do anything. It just simply exists. I can also, if I proceed to draw nothing next turn, cast it as a spell. Yep, so the sequence is right. Alright, we have all the mana in the world. I need to draw anything that matters. And there's quite a few of that thing in my deck. But we're up against the one-trick pony. Nope. And nope. Fascinating. Opponent appears to be wasting their time with red cards. That's weird. Why would you do that? Why would you ever do that? Also, why would you ever play this in Eshki that doesn't... What? That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Oh yes, casual Emrakul, as one does. Alright, this is not an Eshki deck, it's just like a Teamer ramp deck. Can't survive the damage, so there's no swap scam. Okay, we're dead. No swap scam for us. Yeah, this isn't like an actual Eshki deck, it's just blue-green ramp. We had outs. If I drew an actual card, we were fine. We could sweep the board. There's a lot of sweepers in the deck. I could even draw any tutor in my deck, too, and would find a sweeper that way. And have it still be castable. So, there was outs. Just, you know, of course we're not allowed to draw them. Green players just get to do what they want. Alright, Dark Confidant. You're up, buddy. I don't think I'm going to grief my opponent. I can get rid of Deadly Cover-Up, actually. Barely for free, yeah. Do I grief here? Oof. Yeah, we should grief here. Why do you have Ulamog in your deck? Let's get rid of... Funeral... Talisman? There's no answer to Dark Confidant. I'll take that. So Mana Rock land would be like the god thing here. No and kinda no. So I have to play that. They now know I don't have any lands in my hand. Maybe that changes something, maybe it doesn't. Alright, they kept the card on top and then showed me what that card was. They didn't have to play the island there. You've got to be kidding me. I can't not play this, so I just didn't play it. Should I be swinging? I don't think I should be swinging. Was that I should might have been a mistake to have been swinging. I was just kind of on autopilot there. I think our commander's probably going to matter, and I highly doubt I'm going to kill my opponent poking him twice a turn, so... Doesn't really matter anyways. Ulamog. The cast trigger doesn't matter, and I have a fair amount of ways to get rid of it. If my opponent does actually successfully cast it. They milled Jin-Cataxias. 8 mana, reanimate your creatures. Alright, so... Let's play... this? That? Snuff out looking awfully sus. There's a few really good draws. I'm going to get rid of Black Market here, I think. I'm going to get rid of a creature. Can I get rid of a creature? Yeah, I can. Alright, let's just get rid of a creature, then. Yeah, they're obviously getting rid of a creature. So, that's just fine. You... Wait. 1, 2... 3, 4, cast this. 1, 2, cast that. And then land. And cast Demonic Tutor. For the 1 ring? I misclicked. You all saw that. You all saw that. I actually misclicked there. That's funny. I actually misclicked. Alright, my bad. Misclicked. I clicked and my finger going down had brought it over to the Shieldred. Shieldred's not a bad take, at least. So I'm not too upset. This is not a bad take. Not what I wanted. But this has haste? Oh, come on. Alright, well, I guess it didn't matter anyways. Yep. Why not? Of course it has haste. Alright, misclick, avoid it. Didn't matter. Must be nice. That's like the only reanimate spell in the game that gives haste too, I think. Yeah, I think that is the only one. Because all the others give a counter, menace, or I think one gives lifelink and flying. There's only one that gives haste. And of course it's haste on the thing with Annihilator, because why wouldn't it be, right? Why not just have the actual perfect outcome? And there had to be something in exile for Ulamog to begin with, and of course there was. So it must be nice when everything lines up absolutely perfect. Enjoy your 1 in 500 outcome, I guess. There's a lot of things we beat there. There's a lot of things I could just beat with haste. There's no guarantee I survive it next turn, but now we'll never know. So we have Phyrexian life. We could get here. A way to put our life total where we want it. Which leaves us just trying to get to 7 mana. And having, like, not a mountain of interaction. Ideally. Okay, I guess I keep this. Can't wait a minute. That's just stupid, though, isn't it? Isn't it stupid to keep this? I think most of the games we play nothing for 2 turns, we lose. I think that's the case. I have to pay more attention to that, but we can't. We're playing historic brawl. You can't just play nothing for 2 turns. You literally can't do that. You just lose. Like, full stop. It's not even like hyperbole. You just lose if you do nothing for 2 turns in this format. And we do not have a 1 or a 2. And we're also on the draw against a green deck. Yeah, I can't keep this. That's just way too egregious. Okay, I need white mana, but if we get there, that's fine. We have a turn 1 Necropotence to help get us there. If it doesn't work out, well, then it wasn't meant to be. If it doesn't work out, we snooze ourselves and then concede. Yep. Let's draw. Alright. Look at that. You're right. All that yapping, none of it mattered. We yapped, and then we won. Well, I got to 15 wins. Wow. How did I do that? Am I finished with this? I think we're finished with this. I'm finished with this. I'm over it. I'm over it. What didn't work? What doesn't work? Everything felt fine except... Okay, wait, let me think. Let me just look at it for a bit. Yeah, all right. I'm over it. Okay, so this was better than I thought it was going to be, but there are still games I just straight up lose, like I'm not playing against someone that's in the same format. Like sometimes you get vintaged out or timeless out, whatever you want to call it, and nothing at all you could do about it. You just lose. So that's unfortunate, but that's the case for a lot of commanders. You can just really like any other format, like let's say Vintage or Legacy, you have your staples, right? Every blue deck is going to have its 10 cards that it runs, right? All the black decks, every single deck with black is going to have Dark Ritual, unless your opponent just consciously decides that they don't want to play the card. That's really the only reason you wouldn't, or you don't own it, I guess is another reason. But so black-white, with that in mind, black-white is pretty good at defending itself, right? You can play the black-white control thing, kind of. This does pay a little bit more life than I would normally do with this kind of thing. I mean, to be honest, there's not even that many white cards in here. So, like, if your opponent bludgeons you to death, or tries to do that, and you do get to 7 mana before that happens, this is nice. But there's times where that isn't the case, like your ideal scenario in which they're just applying a bunch of pressure, they put you to 5 or 4 or something, and then you cast and swap. You would also need 7 mana to do that in a deck that doesn't have green, and that I don't think came up too much. The mana issue wasn't too bad. I had a lot of mana rocks, right? And it felt like that was the right thing to do. It does also unlock Paradox Engine combos with the One Ring. It's, at this point, I think One Ring Paradox Engine is just like better than a server rack, although I'm sure you could just play a server rack in the command zone as like another combo piece, but Engine with Ring is just really, really good. Most of the time, if you ever get to that point, you just win. and this deck was no exception to that. Splendor never showed up, I don't think. It showed up for one of our opponents, actually. They, like, stole it, and it wasn't a card I would ever steal, and I don't think it ended up winning. We were just losing because we weren't doing anything anyways, but it did stop me from drawing a card off of Castle. The one game I would have actually used this. I was right I don't know if I said in the intro, but I was right about this thing. Didn't use it a single time, and the one time I could have used it, and it wasn't 100% right to, because I would have probably died, was when my opponent stole this and cast it, so I couldn't use it. But I don't... This is probably free enough, and you do like 1 out of every 55 games, you're going to activate this, and 1 of every 100 games, you're going to have it, that math matter for the life total exchange. So this is not a real card. Like, just play it only if you think it's as good as a swamp and isn't effectively just a swamp replacement. But if you think it's worse than a swamp for any reason, even by 2%, then don't play this card. I thought I might as well give it a shot, but it just didn't do anything, and I don't think I was ever punished that it wasn't a swamp, but something to think about there. What else? Yeah, the exchange happened. The fear of a life total exchange is a little bit more impactful and meaningful than I initially thought. I thought we were just never going to win a game ever, and then we did. So exchanging life totals, I guess, has some value. But see, whatever I say about this commander has to be taken with a grain of salt, because there are plenty of strategies that just don't care about any of this, right? If your opponent's just playing creatures and ramping and not interacting with you, you're just going to lose to a one-shot. They're going to do 25 damage at once, right? Craterhoof Behemoth, I never saw one, but if I swap life totals, we still lose to it. They just swing for 30 and I'm dead. Doesn't matter if they're at 1. So, you'd have to find a way to keep the board empty with sweepers and then swap in the same turn that you would want to steal the final life with something like Exsanguinate or whatever. Oh, by the way, this was changed. Someone in chat brought this to my attention. This got, like, reverted, so it's normal again. It does the thing it used to. And you can probably see it. You'll probably see it everywhere in, like, Sephiroth if you didn't already or whatever. But funny enough, in this exact deck, other than aristocrat-styled things, if your opponent is at 1 from the exchange, then they just die if they ever kill your commander. So that is kind of funny. It might actually fit here for that reason. The Exsanguinates, I don't think I ever... No, I did actually use this one to kill one person. But apart from that, I didn't really use these to finish off my opponent once I exchanged. So you could probably lower the amount of this kind of effect you have in your deck. I think we had this one in here too. This one's kind of cool because it can happen over and over. So if they counter it, you can just like escape it again, and maybe even again, and eventually just get that final life point out if they just keep trying to stop you after the exchange. If people were playing against this a ton, then it would be respected more. So in my headspace, where like I'm just looking at every card and I definitely probably play a lot more cards than the average person who fires up Magic Arena on their phone while they're at work in the toilet. I'm used to all the weird stuff and whatnot, so I'd probably be a bit more cognizant of what to do when I see this, even if it's like the first time. Like when I played against it in Standard, is all right, I kind of see what it's trying to do, so let's play around it. If people were way more exposed to this card, it would get worse because the gimmick would be less gimmicky. You just get less people with it. We did have a few people that just completely ignored it. I don't even know if they read it, and they just swung at me, and then I'm like, all right, I'll swap, and then I'll just poke you for 2, and they just died. Like, it would probably... they might have died anyways, who knows, but the game was decided because they decided to give themselves 2 life instead of staying at, I don't know, a moderate 12 or something. So there's like math and thinking. It does make this interesting if your opponent can't swing at you like that. It does proceed to be a cool, like there's this dynamic where like, oh, how much do I swing for? Do I swing at all? My opponent is not paying any life to do anything, so the exchange is just, we're sitting neutral. Or my opponent is paying a bunch of life, so now I should swing, right? Because then we can have a break point where they die before they can swap. So your opponent can do these lines of thinking where it involves it not being in play yet, and it doesn't have to, it doesn't need to be in play and then something cast after it was played. So this is, it leads to some cool lines that your opponent might think about, and even playing it, the stuff that you have to think about, like how much life do you pay, because you don't want to just go to exactly 3 and then they just lightning bolt you. So you have to think about all that kind of stuff, especially in out of nowhere haste threat. Well, just lightning bolt or something like that. So it's got some cool play to it, and black-white control. I'm a huge fan of that kind of thing. That's probably my favorite archetype ever, is like a black-white control shell, just ever. The 3-mana Dark Confidant, I can't remember what it's called, something tutelage, is just weird. You can't remove it, so I just took it out of the deck. Yeah, you can't remove it when it's in play, so I removed it from the deck. And you can sort of decide when Dark Confidant, or you're done with it, you can just like get rid of it pretty easily. You can't really do that with the other one. I never felt like the life loss from my own cards being piled up with my opponent's cards was ever an issue. You also don't necessarily have to pay as much life as you possibly can all the time, right? It wasn't like I played Necropotence and went to 1 every time I played it. I could just draw 7 and play like as normal as drawing 7 for 3 mana is, and then just play a normal game. I actually had a Dark Ritual Necropotence game on turn 1, and my opponent immediately conceded. It's funny that I say that this doesn't see a lot of play, and I'm still kind of surprised at that. I know there's a huge downside, but the upside is just insane to me. Dark Ritual Necropotence, I just haven't seen this in so long, and then the one time I did it, my opponent conceded instantly. It's like, well, if people concede to that, why am I not seeing it more? Very, very interesting. Maybe Llanowar Elves is actually just better than that. There's a debate. It probably is. Let's be real. What else? Yeah, Ulamog didn't. There was some games I could have still cast it, but the combo here actually didn't ever do anything, so kind of tragic. The Veto didn't do anything ever either, actually. Veto just never... It's a creature, so it dies to my opponent just looking at it, right? It's a bit vulnerable relative to other things or enchantments and whatnot. But, yeah, it never did anything. Same with this one. Never did anything. In fact, I think the games in which I had this, it was either countered or exiled, because of course it was, right? How dare I have the enchantment version? How dare I get away with that? And I think I don't know if I ever had this come up either. So, I mean, if you like that effect, it's nice, and because you're running them, it probably makes sense to always at least have this. So, Rankle? What is Rankle doing? The 3-mana one, I take it? No. Literally, the entire house is shaking in this insane storm right now. I don't think Halloween was canceled, though. Trick-or-treaters. There's going to be so much candy in the street, though. Literally, the wind is insane. Each player... Well, I don't know about that one. Yeah, no, I don't. I don't like Rankle at all. For any reason, I don't like that at all. But, yeah, if you're going to play all those effects, it probably makes sense to play this. But it never came up, never did anything. It's pretty easy to trigger the loop once you have, the things in play, but it isn't 100%. You do have to actually enable the life loop with another card somehow, and that does kind of make it a bit loose, because 3-card combos are not good, in my opinion, at all, but 2-card combos are excellent. or fairly decent, especially if one of the combo pieces is in the command zone. And in this case, sometimes it is, right? But yeah, if you're going to play all of those, it's probably reasonable to just put this in your deck. That doesn't mean just because, like, if this is in play and you cast Demonic Tutor, sometimes it doesn't make, you don't just simply grab this because of that. Like, sometimes you still just simply get the One Ring and start drawing, or, you know, find something like this or whatever. Phyrexian Life, I think we did get a couple people with this, which is funny. And Solemnity actually got me a couple times, which is absolutely hilarious because, like I said, this is one of my most played cards ever. I just... and I'm playing cards, I'm like, wait, why is this not working? Oh, because of my own Solemnity. Like, I got myself with this. I guess, I don't know, maybe I'm out of practice. This is funny, though. But because of this card, the same logic with the Blood, it's probably reasonable maybe to play Solemnity. I don't know. You're gonna get someone at some point with it, I guess. I think I punted a game against Bristly Bill with this. I just didn't cast it, and Bristly Bill won with counters, where I could have actually cast this, and that just wasn't on my radar. Which is embarrassing, you know. I sit there and say I play it all the time, and then I just didn't play it. So, if you're going to play this, play it better than I did here. Definitely play it better than I did. Jeez. I don't know what I was doing with that one. Cool commander, though. Way more impressed with it than I thought. Still, there are auto losses out there, right? I think those Tamiyo, Brawl, whatever, it's like, don't even bother playing. Just play the next games. You're gonna end up wasting your time watching your opponent do stuff while you do literally nothing that matters. So, it is definitely not, like, up there as this crazy thing that everyone's going to be aware of and have cards prepared. It's just a thing, you know. It's doing stuff. But if you like things that do stuff, there you go. I give it like a thing out of stuff. I think that's my rating for the card. Definitely just a thing out of stuff. So, well, that's it. So let me know what you thought about it. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.